One of the mistakes many Afro-American Negro men make are trying to impress these women out here. And this is not only just these Afro-American Negro women, but women of any race. What's the big problem is with your Afro-American Negro man from birth is that many of these guys are raised in these single mother households. And in these single mother households, they grow up learning that the woman is the leader and the authority figure, and that in order to have value, they have to win her not only her attention and her approval. And this relationship is reinforced in your public schools because many of the teachers are female. And these Afro American Negro men, again, grow up believing that the only way to have value in society is to win the attention and the approval of females. And because they do not grow up around men, they never learn how to value themselves as men. And this is why they go on a quest to impress women. Whenever you look at these Afro American Negro men, they are always running around trying to chase women, trying to get the attention of women, trying to win the favor of women. And again, that goes back to their childhood and the way they are reared in these single mother households. And because these men grow up this way, they also grow up with a feminized way of thinking. And in that feminized way of thinking, they think they have to dress up their exteriors to get this female's attention. So this is why your Afro-American Negro male will go out here and buy these Air Jordan tennis shoes. This is why he will go out here and buy these designer clothes. This is why he will go out here and buy himself an Escalade with 26-inch rims. All of this is things that he does to win the attention and approval of females. This is why he will drive around with this, again, this Escalade with 26-inch rims and a booming system because he wants to get the attention of females and he wants to get those approving looks of females. This is what they call in psychotherapy an attachment. This is what these Negro men do. They get these attachments and they use them to get the attention of females. Unfortunately, the only attention from females they get is from female predators. Female predators see this Negro dressed up in his clothes, they see him driving around in these cars, they see him with his iPhones, and they see a sucker they can take and use and get themselves from point A to point B in life. And usually that's what happens to many of these Afro-American Negro men because they're trying to win the favor and approval of females in the same way they try to win the favor and approval of their mothers and their teachers. Unfortunately, in the face of the teachers and their mothers, they were in some cases they were trying to help them, but they were just but the case of women outside of those relationships, they just wind up being used because in that approach they learned from their mothers and their teachers just does not apply to real life. And this is why your Afro-American Negro male often winds up behind the eight ball when it comes to women because women see this Afro-American Negro male for the most part as a tool. They see him as somebody who is gullible, easy to manipulate, and someone they can take advantage of because he approaches women within the efforts of winning their attention, winning their approval, and winning their favor. And that gives many of these females automatic leverage over them. That means they can dictate the terms of any relationship they get involved with this Negro because they know that pretty much the only thing that this guy wants is attention and approval and the ultimate prize, which is a shot out that graveyard between her legs. So he knows that's what she knows that's what he wants. And what she does is she strings him along, has her fun with him, and then when she gets to destination point B, she pretty much drops this guy. But you cannot tell this Negro male this because, again, he sees every male or every male authority figure as an adversary and not an ally. He sees men who try to teach him something as his enemy because that's what he has been taught by a single mother, that men are no good, men are bad, and that another man talking to him is a negative thing. When another man talking to you is actually a positive thing because that man is trying to help you. But because the Negro male sees every man as an adversary, he pretty much cuts off his nose to spite his face. And many of these Negro men will also use other tactics in an effort to get the attention of these women. Anyone who pretty much disagrees with them, or they'll look for to fight with. And they hope, again, that by fighting, they'll show that they are assertive, they are aggressive, and that they can dominate. And they hope that this female will be impressed. Again, the female is not impressed by this, and in actuality, she sees this violent prone Negro as weak. She sees him as easy to manipulate. Pretty much, he's showing her that what buttons she can push to get whatever she wants out of him. And the Negro, he just doesn't understand this. He thinks that all of these things are going to work in his favor, but unfortunately, they work to his detriment. What this Negro never learns is that the you cannot impress people. When people try to oppress people, again, all that does is give them leverage over you. And again, instead of you dictating the terms that you want out of life, they dictate the terms for life for you. And they're controlling your horizontal and your vertical, and they're controlling your life situation. They're telling you what they want, and you're just running around submitting to them and making efforts to give them what they want. And this is why, again, your Negro male winds up behind the 8 ball, because in many of his situations, he always puts the female first, not thinking about, is this woman making me a priority? He rushes out to make this female first, and she, in many cases, just makes him last. And because she makes him last, she has no respect for him, she has no regard for him, and she sees him pretty much as a joke and a laughing stock. And after she has her fun with him, she pretty much tosses him to the side for another man. The thing that your Negro male never learns is that you have to put yourself first. You have to take care of your needs. You have to take care of yourself. And when you put yourself first, people will see you as somebody they want to take seriously. They'll see you as somebody who has value because you see yourself as having value. And as you radiate your masculine energy, you will attract people to you who will add value to your life. Now, this is something many of you Negro men never learn, but most women pretty much know whether they're interested in a guy within 5 seconds of looking at him. And that's just how it is. No matter what amount of clothes you put on is going to impress her, no car is going to impress her, none of that stuff is going to matter. She pretty much made up her mind within 5 seconds of looking at you, and that's just a natural instinctive thing. And most guys, they're just going to sit there and they think that getting into these fights, getting into all this trouble, making all these efforts to impress this female are going to get somewhere, but it's not going to do that. If you focus on yourself, you will find satisfaction and fulfillment, and you won't be thinking about impressing her because that's not your job. You cannot impress people. People are either impressed or they're not. They either are interested or they're not. But that's not something you need to focus on. You need to focus on what you want to do in life, what you want to accomplish in life. And again, as you radiate your masculine energy and your positive energy, those people who want to be in your life will be there, and those who don't will not. And you shouldn't worry about those who don't because they're not going to add anything of value to your life. You need to focus on those who will add value to your life. And those are the people who are going to help take you to the next level. And this is something that many of these black men, they just have a hard time understanding. And they're running around out here thinking that, again, every man is their enemy, when the men who truly care about you are the ones who are going to sit down and talk to you and tell you that, there is no way to impress these women. There is no way to get them to get their attention. All you can do is just be yourself. And if people want to be with you, they're going to be with you. And if not, then it's no problem. You just deal with those who want to be in your circles. And those are the people who will make your life the best it can be. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.